Hello, everyone, and welcome to Conscious Leadership. And today, what we're going to talk about and discuss is the core of leadership and what I like to call bossing up. So, unleashing the leader within you. And so, bossing up is not just about being the boss in your career, or being in charge, or being in a leadership position. When I speak of bossing up, I'm speaking about being the boss in your life. And that encompasses all aspects of your life. The relationships that you build and cultivate, meaning your friends and your family, your health, because, what's with having great relationships and amazing career, but your health is going down the drain. And then, of course, your career. So to boss up, you have to have all of those areas in your life and be connected to all of those areas in your life and really understand yourself within all of those areas in your life. So let's get into it. So welcome to Conscious Leadership, the podcast where we delve into the heart of impactful leadership, one conscious step at a time. I'm your host, Dakota Lima, and together we'll explore the realms of self-awareness, empowerment, and purpose-driven leadership. Get ready to ignite your leadership potential and make a positive difference in your life and the life of those you lead. So welcome. Yes, this is me holding on to my crystal. So I'm kind of changing things up this week, whereas I am not going to be scripted. So in all my other podcasts, I sit down and I create a script and I research and pull up all the things that I want to talk about and discuss and make sure I cover and hit in each of the episodes over that topic. And of course, always trying to tie it back to leadership. And so, but as I talk about being conscious, it's about being self-aware. And, I've created my own daily practice to be able to kind of align myself and tap into what I'm feeling so that I can learn to listen to my intuition better and follow those inklings that I get that tell me to, go this way or don't go there. And, take that opportunity. You know what I'm talking about. So that gut feeling that we get, our intuition. And so as I was meditating the last couple of days, I have been sparked with such inspiration to slightly change course and mainly in just the delivery. Because of course I'm actually recording video today. So whereas off prior podcast episodes, it was just the audio. I never recorded myself on camera. Yes, when I was interviewing people, I do have videos of those because those were Zoom calls. But as far as each time it was just me recording, it was just audio. Excuse me. And so something told me, make a video. So I'm making a video. So I guess I will be uploading this video as well to YouTube following the recording. So anyway, so let's get back on track. And so that even though I'm not scripted, I do have an outline to follow so that I don't get too far off course when I'm elaborating on things. But back to the topic at hand, which is bossing up. And like I said in the intro, bossing up is about being self-aware in all aspects of your life. And one of the first areas that is important to identify, and it's one of the things that holds most people back. And you may hear it over and over and over again by different people, same thing, different name, but some people say just getting clarity, being clear on what your goals and your vision is for yourself, right? But to take it even a step further, in order for you to truly be clear on your vision and your goals, you need to understand your baseline and where you're starting and why you're there, and how you got there and why you want it to be different. There's so many whys, and so I like to call it the root work of getting to your why, right? Because if you don't understand why you want to do something or why you're doing something, it's going to be so easy to get you off course and get you off track. Because it's deeper than just motivation. It takes a certain amount of intention and self-discipline. And so, but root work is not easy. I was listening to an amazing motivational speaker, E.T., and he had posted a video about a week ago, maybe last few days ago. I just heard it a few days ago. And he was talking about the root work. And it was so crazy because it was, a confirmation for me, because I had literally just finished having a meditation where I was just like, okay, we got to get back to the root of everything, get back to the root, right? And then I decided to get a cup of coffee and just sit outside, because I like to just sit in my backyard in the grass. And so, and his video popped up, and literally he's talking about doing root work. So I was like, whoa, okay. So, that information that came to me was, it was right. It was like, this is confirmation of doing the root work. Then, I go to my notebook, and as I'm opening up the notebook, and this notebook is filled with so many things, because as I get information or an idea, I just kind of grab a new page and start writing. And so I have so much information in this notebook, but I literally opened up to a page, and right there on the page, it's talking about your baseline, right? The root, the bottom, like where you start. And so, so it's important to understand where you're starting. The invisible baggage that we carry with us from our childhood. These are the things that shape us, shape our self-image of ourselves, shape our belief systems. And ultimately it's gonna determine what type of action taker you are, or lack of action that you have. And it's going to be able to allow you to understand why that is. Becoming a conscious leader, like, I don't say that word lightly, like when I speak about leadership, it's on a deeper level. It's not just about the basic terms of leadership, because, you can go find a leadership course out there. There's tons of them. But when I'm speaking of leadership, it's truly about the leader, about the person, about you, about understanding yourself. And, I talk about self-awareness a lot, and I always say that because I feel emotional intelligence, one of the key aspects of it is being self-aware, and being able to self-regulate yourself. And it's so hard to be able to do that if you don't actually understand and trust yourself. And so, and this goes for everything, because how you are at home, around your friends and family, and, like how you are as a person, that's going to show out to people in your career. And, it also goes back to me talking about authenticity, because, when you come across authentic, when people see who you're presenting, why you're presenting that, then that also comes across. So it's, that's why I say bossing up. It's about the inner you, unleashing the inner leader, the person inside, and being authentic, loving yourself, understanding your values, and And all of those things all help to build confidence, because if you don't love you, then you're not going to be confident either. And as a leader, you need to have some level of confidence. So let me ask you some. Have you ever felt like you're just standing in your own way? Like there's something holding you back from reaching your full potential? Because, you're not the only person. A lot of people feel that. A lot of people, sometimes they're not even aware that it's themselves holding them back. But it's so easy to look at external influences and point blame on those things. And I'm not saying that if you've gone through traumatic events or situations that, there weren't people to blame. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, as you move forward in your life or try to take those steps so that you can start to move forward, you have to understand those things and understand the parts that you played in and the parts that you didn't, the things that you grabbed a hold of and why you grabbed a hold of, and understand if those are still true for you or not. Because those are the things that, again, like I said, are going to shape the way you see yourself, the things you believe about yourself, and ultimately the actions that you're going to be able to take. So being clear on your vision and understanding your baseline, being self-aware. Those also play a role in your daily habits, the things that you do on a daily basis. Goes back to the self-discipline. To be a boss, you got to be disciplined. You have to do the things that you don't want to do all the time. It's not always, you don't always feel like getting up and going to the gym and working out, but, going for a walk, even if it's just 15 minutes, a mile down the road, or, just getting your body moving, stretching a little bit. Yeah, there's times that a lot of us don't feel like doing that. But at the end of the day, what's going to separate you from the next person is that getting up and doing it anyway. And no matter what it is, I'm just using exercise as an example, because that's one of the things that most people understand. Not everyone, when you're tired, you're like, oh, it's so easy to, oh, I'm tired. I got to bed late. I didn't get enough sleep, so I'm not going to go to the gym, or I'm not going to go for a walk. Oh, it's raining outside, so I'm not going to do it, right? It's so easy to come up with those excuses for things like that, especially when it comes to things for ourselves. That's the other thing. It's not about being selfish. You need to understand that you have to take care of you, because your health is vital. You got to have the strength to be able to have the energy to show up for yourself, to show up for your family, to show up for your job. If you can't do that, then, life's going to pass you by, and someone's going to pass you. Because there is going to be someone out there that's taking care of themselves, that's going to have the energy. And once you burn out, because you will, if you don't learn to take care of yourself, eventually you'll burn out. And there's going to be someone who is taking care of themselves right there to swoop on in. So, it's important to focus on the things that you need to keep you fulfilled, to keep you going, that keeps your cup full. And that's where, the relationships come into place. Your inner circle, the people that you keep around you, the people that are feeding you on a daily basis. So like my best friend, Leslie, we've been best friends for way over 20 years, not to age us, but I graduated high school 23 years ago. So, we've been best friends for some time now. And, And even though we live in separate areas, we still talk every day. And, our conversations aren't like most people's conversations because with us both having careers and families and, we get busy, we can't just sit and talk all day. So we send little voice memos or text messages. And then it's so funny, like our morning little voice memos or texts kind of dictate the way our silly posts that we send to each other, because we'll send each other some TikToks, or sometimes they're just funny just to make each other laugh. But most of the time it's funny that I've noticed this, but most of the time it is related to the topic of whatever we were talking about, or whatever situation that either one of us happens to be going through, and so it's important to be able to have those people on your side that that no matter what you may be going through, or when you're doubting yourself, when you're questioning yourself, when you're just like, should I do this? Or what do you think about this? Or can you believe this is going on? You have someone to talk to. And so, but that's just one relationship. You got to have people that you can go to for all the different things that you are going to have coming up, For careers, you should have a mentor, you should have a coach, you should have someone that you can go to say, hey, this is something I'm thinking about doing. This is a move I'm thinking about making. This is, and they can guide you down the right path, or just bounce ideas off of you, and it needs to be people who are in the position that you want to be or higher, or someone that can help you achieve something, someone that has the mindset of growth. It's so important. Because, when you're trying to get somewhere, you don't need someone who's going to put negativity in your head and doubt. Yes, maybe you might need a shift. Maybe they might say, hey, that sounds great, but give you a different perspective to get you to where it is that you're trying to go to. So your inner circle is so important when you're trying to boss up, or when you're bossing up, right? The people you keep around you, the relationships that you build, the friendships that you have, the spiritual leaders that you confide in, whether it's at your church or mosque, whatever religion or spiritual practice that you have, you need to have those people that you can rely on and go to and communicate with. Your significant other, are they supportive of you? Things of that nature, your parents and whatnot. And it's different for everybody. Not everyone has family members that they can confide in. Some people are closer with friends than they are family, and there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, you have to keep the people in your inner circle. They're going to be the people that understand you, but you're not going to know how to figure out the inner circle until you understand yourself and understand what it is that you actually need. And so develop a self-care routine. It's so important. And when I say self-care, people automatically think go get your hair done, or go to a spa day, or go get your nails done. No, I'm not. Yes, that can be part of your self-care routine. If you're a woman, you just want to do your hair up. Of course, the way you present yourself to the world is going to speak volumes about you, because whether we like it or not, people do judge. People will look at you and judge. They're going to determine whether they feel like you're competent enough or not based off of the way you look. And yes, we wish that wasn't the case, but that really is how people are, unfortunately. And so, when you show up somewhere and you look healthy, you look vibrant, you look like you took the time to present yourself and to put yourself together, it makes people automatically think, oh, that woman, that guy, they have their life together. Just because you took the time to show that love to yourself, show that attention to yourself, it makes people do the same to you. Like, you showed yourself that attention. Now they want to show you attention as well. Whatever you put in, is what you're going to get out. And so creating a self-care routine, yes, like I said, it can have to do with beautifying yourself, but it's not just about that. It's also about your health, having some type of exercise practice, some type of workout routine. It's also about, you're eating, the things that you're putting inside of your body, how you're feeding your vessel, and how you're taking care of it. And all of those things take into account how you're going to feel, and how you're going to look and how young and how long you're going to live. So, and then, your spiritual practice as well, because, it's not just about health. It's about mind. It's about heart, your relationships, your inner circle. That's going to help with your heart and your mind. And you being able to take time for yourself is also going to help with all of those areas. And so creating a self-care routine that encompasses a little bit of everything and making sure you're taking the time every day to do that. Reading a little bit, meditate a little bit, stretch your body, get it moving, eating good, clean foods, drinking plenty of water. All of those things are huge when it comes to self-care. And so take a look at what it is you're doing right now and how you can possibly incorporate just some small changes to becoming a little bit more healthy. We can't forget about emotional intelligence. I know I've spoken about this multiple times, but it's so vitally important is to be able to understand what your EQ is. Regular intelligence is important, your mental intelligence, but your emotional intelligence is second to none. It literally separates the successful people from the not successful people, the millionaires from everyone else, the people who can regulate and can understand their emotions, what triggers them, be able to detach and be able to not allow things to affect you in that manner when it is, there's a time and a place for all of those things. And so you need to be able to understand yourself enough to know how to be able to regulate yourself in different situations. And so that 100% comes with emotional intelligence. And for anybody in a leadership or boss position, you need to cultivate that. It is imperative for your success. So, understanding yourself, dealing with the root work, and not waiting. One of the other things E.T. said was, we're all going to die, right? But we're acting like we have hundreds of years to live. So it's like, what are you waiting for? You already know that you're meant for more. You already know that you want more. You already know that you need more in whatever area and aspect of your life that is. So what are you waiting for? Take those steps. Take the next step. Wake up a little bit earlier. Give yourself just an extra 15, 20 minutes in the morning to do something for yourself. Even if it's just sit in silence, drinking your tea or your coffee. It doesn't have to be something so crazy productive right off the bat. But as soon as you start to instill these little habits, you're going to find that it's not as hard as it seems. It's not, no one's saying that, okay, tomorrow go wake up at 5 o'clock. It might be hard to do that. It might be easier to gradually work your way up to waking up a little bit early. So whatever your schedule is, just try to give yourself, work up to 30 minutes, give yourself 15, do that for a little bit, give yourself another 15, do that for a little bit, give yourself another 15, gradually it's going to be easier. Sometimes it's hard for people to try to quit anything cold turkey, just to stop. It's easier if you do it in small doses. But ultimately, you have to figure out what it is that you want to change and why you want to change it. And getting at the root of the why is going to help you determine and decipher all of those things. So there's emotional intelligence. Sorry, let me adjust my seating here. So emotional intelligence. It's so important for success, but so is self-discipline. I know I said a little bit about self-discipline earlier, but when you understand your why, it's easier to stay focused and it's easier to be consistent because you know why you're doing what you're doing. You have that understanding of what your end goal is. But like I said before, that self-discipline, that consistency, that getting up when you don't want to, that following through even when you don't want to, it's so important. It's so important. And it helps to build your confidence. As a leader, you have to be confident, and you won't have that confidence if you don't have that discipline. Like when you do something over and over, you get so comfortable with it that it becomes second nature. And so when you're living in your purpose, when you're clear on your goals and you're clear on your aspirations and your vision and the direction that you want to go, when you get your relationships in sync, once you get your emotional intelligence lined up, everything else starts to fall into place because you show up for yourself in a different way. You show up for yourself in the way that, like, it exudes confidence because you understand who you are. And when you understand who you are, you know who you're presenting, and you're really more authentic than any other time because you're like, this is me. And it's like you take it or you leave it. Like you like it or you don't, but you're not ashamed of who you are. You understand your why, you understand your vision, you understand the direction you're going, and you're able to make those decisive action and take those steps that just empower you. And so when you can be empowered yourself, you're naturally going to influence the people around you. Your authenticity is going to shine through. And it's what makes a leader a leader. You're going to automatically have confidence. It's just people are going to see it, and you're not going to mind, taking that extra time in the morning to make yourself, up and all of those things. It's so crazy. So I work from home, speaking of that. And I'm like, I was finding that I started to get into like this rut of not doing my hair in the morning and not putting on like my makeup or any jewelry, like my flower, and only doing that if I was leaving to go somewhere. And then I realized that when I do take that time, even if I'm not going anywhere, I automatically feel better. I have a little extra pep in my step. I just feel better about myself. And let me not lie to you, this is pajamas. I'm actually wearing, this tank top is like it's one of those camis that you can wear under a suit. So it's a nice tank top. But I have on shorts. I have my robe here in case I get cold. And there's nothing wrong with that because, again, I'm home, right? But guess what? I'm ready. So if someone reaches out to me, and if I have to jump on a call, or if I have to get on a Zoom, or if I get a potential client that reaches out to me, I'm ready. If the opportunity comes my way, I'm ready. And I won't feel flustered and crazy to not get on the call or try to push it off or miss that opportunity. So I also had to tell myself, even though you're home and even though you're working from home, doesn't mean you don't present yourself in a way that you should. And so just getting up, doing my hair, and I'm not a big makeup person, so it's literally just a little shimmer on my eyes and mascara, eyeliner, that's it, and lipstick. That's all I do. I don't do foundation and all that stuff. So, but just doing that a little bit, it just it makes me feel better. And so when I feel better, I feel more motivated. I feel more intentional with the things that I'm going to do. And, it just kind of all snowballs in a positive way versus the days that I'm just like, oh, I'm in pajamas and I don't need to be on camera. And so, I can record this and not have to do anything. I can do this and not have to do anything. I also feel that all of that translates as well. How energized is my voice sounding? What's coming across? Is it coming across as excited as it should be? Because, I'm over here bumming it out, or, when I feel better, I'm sure it's going to come across in a better manner because I'm in a better vibration, and so, I spoke a little bit about energy last week and masculine and feminine energy. And, I'm a master energy healer. And so energy is huge for me. And so when I speak about energy, I really mean that, like getting in alignment with your why, getting in alignment with your vision, getting in alignment with the direction you want to go, get in alignment with who you want to be, get in alignment with who you are. And all of those things come across authentically, and people will naturally come to you because you're putting out who you are. And so yes, I had to just add that last little bit on there. Again, I hope you guys really enjoy this new change to the podcast. This way, any future guests I have, yes, I am not a professional video editor, but I am currently learning how to use a lot of these different tools because I think they're pretty interesting and I actually enjoy doing it. And so, for future podcast episodes, when I have guests on, I will have them on camera as well. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Conscious Leadership. I hope today's insights have ignited your passion for empowered and purpose-driven leadership. Remember, conscious leadership is not just a destination, it's a continuous journey of growth and transformation. If you'd enjoyed this episode, please like and share it with fellow leaders. Until next time, keep thriving, keep leading, and keep growing. This is Dakota signing out.